got this advice from a friend, from one of the viewers, that when you want to try and do finger picking, you must take it a bit slowly. So I'm going to be trying that. We're going to do like multiple sets of this finger picking training, and then we see how that goes. So from advice from guitar trainers, usually when you're beginning, you try from a much maybe lower part of the guitar, because on this other side the fingers are much closer. On the upper side of the guitar you have to stretch a little bit. So if you're just beginning, or you're still not used to like stretching your fingers a lot, you need to put it a bit, a more comfortable place. So usually I start it from the 7th fret, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it means that my index finger here will go on the 7th, and then the others follow. So I like just starting it simply. So I do 4 rounds of that. So 1 2 3 4. So it's 4 by 4, and then I'm going to do it for all the strings, beginning from the lower A string to this here. So I do 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 4 times. So let's go. That is 4, and then we go next. So once I've done that for each one of them, now I want to try the reverse. I can either start from the top, like, or just start from the bottom again, and then we're going to make sure that we take it a bit slowly, and then we can like retry it. So it's normal for some time to mute the strings if you're just beginning. So let's start that countdown afresh again. That is 4 times for each round. The one thing that I've learned is that you should allow yourself to make mistakes. That's how you learn. And sometimes you're not going to be like holding the string in the right place, so it might produce some very weird sound, but you get used to that. And then now, once you've done that, now you want to try and like do from both directions. So we do then we do it like slowly, but for all of them. So we go that is best if we do it, I think, twice. And then we go to the next. whoever did that. So we go to the next. So a bit slowly, then after you've got used to it, then now you can like try to speed it up a bit. So like I said, I'm doing each string 2 times both directions. So I start with, so you can take it a bit slower first, and then you go to the next one. You allow yourself to make mistakes. The time you're going to confuse, you're going to press on the wrong string, or you're going to pick on the wrong one. But that's how you learn, and that's how you grow. Then now we can try to like make it a bit faster. So when you make it move faster, you are going to mute a lot of strings, especially if you're not still used to placing your hand in the right position that allows you to press the strings in the right positions. You're going to find yourself muting a lot of strings, and that is very much okay also. So the target should be using the tip of your fingers. So you see for mine sometimes it goes like much lower, but you're supposed to be targeting the very tip of your finger so that you don't mute any string. And then another thing also, make sure that when you're pressing the string, you press it at the very edge of the fret separator. So like this is the fret separator here, so I hold it at that position. If I hold it much to this side, the sound appears, it will be a whole different like chord. So that will be very tough, especially if you're moving your fingers much faster. You'll find yourself like confusing and muting it. And like I said, you must make sure you press it at the very point where there is that fret separator, and use the tip of your fingers if you want to get the exact sound. If I do this, it will mute it, but if I do the top, but that works best. Then you go to the next string. But it is best if you start it slowly. We start again from the top, so you go round, multiple round, slowly, fast, and then you can speed it up later. One direction, and then I start. Then now you can move much faster. Allow yourself to make such mistakes, and then also target the top tip of your fingers. And remember that the picking finger should just, when you've done it over a long time, you just know where to pick. You don't have to keep looking at this side. The most important part is the string that gets muted, because that's what determines the kind of sound that you get. So you're going to miss some strings at some point, but that is still very fine. So slowly. And one thing that I have learned as someone who have been doing it for a bit, maybe just let's say 3 years, but not actively, is that your fingers are really going to suffer. If you look at my fingertips, if I press this, I'm going to find like sometimes I'll have blisters, but over time you'll have like dead cells at the top of your fingers. But it is important, if you want to learn, that you get used to this. Let me respond to, I see there is someone saying hi. See if we can respond to them before we continue. We are doing finger, we are learning how to like use our fingers, learning to get used to finger picking, and I am trying to respond to someone here. Hello, I have Danny, I see you over there. How are you doing? So I'm just trying to, I teach myself as I teach any other interested person on how to get to pick the strings here. So I began on the 7th fret. If you're just joining, so I start from the 7th fret because at that point it is much closer to your fingers are much closer, so you don't have to like strain a lot to do this here. So like I said, the very first technique is just going slowly. You can start the slowest way possible. You don't have to like speed it up when you're just starting. You can just do, and then the more you do it, the more you get used to it. So this helps you learn how to move your fingers across the fret, and now this next to the next string. But then you have to start it slowly. So if you listen to that, you notice that there is a sound that is being produced, and that's because some of the strings are getting muted. If you look at my fingers, I want you to look at the position of my fingers properly. There's that sound that follows, and it's because of the position of the finger. So if you don't want that, you have to try to use the tip of your fingers. But if you do this, you may not mute, or you may mute, or you may not get the best sound for like your finger picking. So tip of your finger, move it much slower. Start on the 7th fret because your fingers will need to be closer. The more you go down the guitar frets, the more your fingers are closer and don't strain. If I were to start it from here, then it means that I would have to like stretch my fingers this way, and for a beginner that will be very disturbing, and you not get to learn faster. So start from as low as you can. I usually start from the 7th fret, which means my fingers will be much closer. So even if I'm doing this finger, I'm learning how to move my fingers faster, I can do it without straining. Now you start at a slower speed, then you go to the next string. So you can do like three times, and then you go again. Let's do it twice, and then we move again. Notice that we are only moving in one direction for a start. And then you can now start, once you've moved to that direction and you finished all the strings, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, you can now start doing the other direction. So you can start when you started on the 7th fret, so that was 7 8 9 10. Now you can start from the 10th one, but now make sure you move it much slower. Then you climb, then you move, continue moving. One thing you should learn is allow yourself to make mistakes. I don't know how much I can repeat this for you to understand. Sometimes you're going to hit the wrong, you see, like now I'm picking a wrong string, but I'm holding down a different one, so it gives you that sound that you don't like. So just get to like learn to allow yourself to make mistakes. So slowly, and then now you can do both, moving to this direction and to that direction. So you want to do that, you just, but then do it slowly first. Move to the next string. I want you to look at the position of my thumb here. It's usually at the back of the guitar neck, so for easy, so that my fingers are better positioned to even touch the top string without muting it. So like I was saying, we go back and forth. So you do it for both directions, slowly, and then you go to the next. So if you're a beginner, slowly, 1 2 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1 1 2 3 4 4 2 3 1 1 2 3 4 4 2 3 1 1 4 2 3 1 1 2 3 4 4 2 3 1, and then much faster. So you'll feel that at times you mute those strings because your hands are still not very used to moving fast, and you have to mute the strings in the right place at the very neck of this fret separator. So if you feel that the sound does not come out, either it means that you've pressed at it in the middle of the fret, so the sound will not come out as supposed to be, or you have like placed your finger in the wrong position. You're supposed to be using the tip, so you've made it like lay on a string that you're supposed to be picking and muted it. So you must be like very used to, don't go for perfection at first, just go for being able to at least produce a sound no matter how slow you're going to be. So you do That is still very okay. That speed is very okay. Then now you do the other round. Make sure your thumb is at the back of this so that your fingers can be like positioned the way they're supposed to be. Move to the next. Again. Next. And then now you can try to do it faster. That is, after you've done it, let's say maybe for 7 days, you can now start improving the speed of it. But your main focus first should be getting to move your fingers. Sometimes you find that you're trying to mute this, when you're playing the next, you still muted the first one, so the sound will not come out. So then you will have missed that. So first, just figure out or make sure you're comfortable with getting the right sound. Then now you can start the speed. Now, if you notice, I'm not looking at this here because for some reason I've got used to pick the picking part, so I don't have to keep looking at this side because I'll have to miss the most important part, which is the muted strings. So when you're starting, you'll find yourself in most of the time trying to look at both sides. You want to look at this side and you want to look at that side. So this is what I do. Usually I just place my thumb in this from the first two, so it basically just presses these two, and if it has to go the farthest, it will go to the third one. So 1 2 3, and then when I start picking, it means that these two fingers will have to start the last two strings, the high E string and the B string. So I go to the 7th fret and then start my picking. You notice that right now I can either use my index finger to pick or I can use this second finger. So the further I go up, I'll change to my thumb. So let's say when I reach this point, I can either continue using this or change to this thumb here. So it is the thumb that will now start picking, and I don't have to look at it because this, once I've placed my fingers here, I know that this will pick here, this will pick this here, this will pick this, and then now when I get to this point, I'll just switch. So I focus on the muting part, which is usually what matters when you're playing chords, because when you're playing chords, you're going to need to mute some strings. Like if I'm playing a C, I'll have to mute these strings, so I don't have to keep looking at this side of the guitar, the other side. I have to make sure that I get the chord right. The muted strings must be right, so you get used to that the more you play. So back to our finger training. Like I said, don't look at this side, just look at this place here. Start on the 7th fret to make it easy. If you're just starting to watch now, this side helps you do it much easier because your fingers are much closer. As a beginner, if you started from the high part of this guitar neck, you'll have to strain your fingers because there is more space between the frets on this side compared to the lower side. That's why as a beginner you are advised to start from this point. So I usually pick the 7th fret, but you can start from the 5th, or if you have a much bigger guitar with, let's say, 24 frets, you can start much lower. But the most important thing is try from the most comfortable part that you can do. So start slowly. Then you notice at this point I can change. Now it's my thumb is picking. can do double, both directions. At times I'm going to miss some of it, which is very fine. So it's a struggle really, but for you to learn anything, you must be willing to like suffer a little bit, get to make mistakes, get to get things wrong. I've had points where I play something and then I listen back and I feel like, okay, I shouldn't have done it, but then if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have known how to do it. So if you're someone who is interested in learning this, then you're going to need a lot of patience, and you're going to be very willing to like learn so many times, make so many mistakes, which do not define you as a player. They help you like develop. As at this point, I still make those mistakes when I try to play this faster. When I'm playing it slowly, I get the sound right, but when I try to speed it up a bit, I find sometimes maybe I've skipped a finger, I've muted the wrong string. But you must be okay with that. You must be okay with making those mistakes. Then you learn and grow from here. So you see that wrongly muted string brings a very boring sound, and sometimes if you're doing a live performance, it will scare you. But I'm gradually getting used to that part where I don't really mind making mistakes because I'm a person and I can't, I'm not chasing perfection. I'm just trying to learn, and this should apply to you. Just try to learn, don't chase perfection. Move slowly. So I have Jane. Let's see how to improve finger strength. So I have somebody asking how to improve finger strength. This is just the more you play it. Like I said, when you are just starting, the first thing that you must understand is that you are going to feel a lot of pain on your fingertips here. These are going to be like fire. When you just start, you just play 5 minutes or less, and you'll feel like there is a cut at the tip of your finger. So if you cannot handle that, there are usually like some gears that you can wear on your fingers and use them to play. But if you just want to feel it and you want to like also feel the pain of that process, then just get used to it. Just keep playing. Start with the simple, keep playing, and at some point you'll find that the tips of your fingers will have more like dead cells, so you'll be feeling the pain, but just a bit of it, not like so much. You just feel a bit of it at the tip. But if you want to improve it, you just keep playing is the only way. Play more. The more you play, the more your fingers will get used to it. And then for muscle memory, the same thing applies. So like for instance, if I'm playing basic chords, now I'm not talking about fingers, like training my fingers. I just want to play basic chords. Somebody asked about finger strength. If you want to achieve that, then try doing even the basic chords every day. There is no shortcut to that. That is from experience. I'm not sure if there is another way around this, but if you've seen someone else who was given shortcuts on how to improve your finger strength in this, I would also like that tip, because at times I feel like I need that tip of how to improve finger strength. But from my personal experience, the only way to get that is to do the actual playing. Even if you have to repeat the main open chord for like the longest time, but that it will help you improve your finger strength, your muscle memory, whereas now you don't need to check, you not have to check, look at things. So to respond to, is it Bikash? That is the only way you can do it. You just have to practice. Another way of doing finger picking or just learning how to strengthen your finger movement is using only the lower E string. There's a way you can only use the lower E string or the third string, which is the G string. So to use the lower E string, you can either just say, so you see what I'm doing, I just do 1 2 3 4. Then now the next time I'm picking, this index finger starts from the second fret. So you can start slowly again, so don't be so much obsessed with the speed. Just so another thing that you should learn is that when you're doing that, it is advisable that you train the other fingers, like the ring finger and this second, is it the third finger, to pick on this other side. If you get too used to using your thumb to pick, you may not like engage these other fingers and learn. So for the lower E string, if I'm using my, let's say, index finger to pick, then I'll have to place my hands like this, so the thumb will either rest on the upper string or the second one, and then now I have my ring finger on the lower E string, and then I have that middle finger on that string. Then now I start from this side slowly. Then now the next pick goes to from the second fret. So you have to do this multiple times if you are to get used to it. So start slowly. So if you can do like even just 10 rounds, or give yourself a time of 10 minutes a day, slowly, fast, just make sure you're getting the sound right. Your finger is touching on the very edge of the fret separator here. I don't know if that's the correct name for that. Or you can just go, but you make sure that your finger is holding the string down at the very edge. Sometimes if you hold it here, I want you to feel the difference. Realize that the sound is not very much clear because it is this string lying against the metallic item here that separates the fret that produces the correct sound. So you can start, and then you can make it faster. The more you do it, you'll be able to do it faster. But remember, like I said, if you are starting, start from the 7th fret because your fingers will be closer. If you do it here, you will really struggle because the spacing, if you look at the space here, it's much bigger than the space on this other side. And that means stretching your fingers beyond what you can possibly like do. So if you are not comfortable with using the lower E string from this the very far end of the guitar like that, just start from the 7th fret because here your fingers are close, so it's usually like almost in the normal position if you look at that. So that's me holding down the 4 points that I want to like to pick. So it's the same, it's like almost same as the natural size of my hand. But if I had to put it here, I want you to see the difference. If I had to put it there, you see there's a bit of a stretch, and if you've not learned how to play backwards, you'll really struggle with this because now your finger, you have to put it in some position so that the tip mute the correct string and you get to play. But here, easier, because let's say the 7th one, easier because your fingers are close to their natural like positioning. You don't have to stretch like this. But if you've got used to that, just start from here slowly. Then you can continue. And then you can also opt to go back, though that is usually very hard if you're not used to it. When you're moving to that direction, it is easier, but when you start, you'll have struggles, but you have to try and get used to that too. So the biggest maybe take from this is if you're moving in a direction that you feel a bit tough, you feel it a bit challenging, then try to slow it down a bit. If you slow it down, like I was trying, you notice that there is some strings that are not well played out, but if I'll slow it down, I'll get the correct sound. Until I'm used to it, then I can now start to improve the sound, the speed. But if I'm moving in this direction, though there are still mistakes, but if you compare it to going back, you'll struggle a bit. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Another one that is usually advisable to use is the third string, or the G string. So usually how I do it, A, D, H, dynamite, goodbye. So that's the G string. This is also a very good string to use for learning how to like move your fingers, because it is far from the bottom. It's actually close to the middle. There are 3 strings up and 2 strings down. So you will, when you use the tip of your fingers to play it on the 3rd fret, you learn how to position your hand so that when you're playing a backward like a B, you see now the position of your hand. So you see that. So if you use the 3rd string, you're already preparing your hand to get to like used to that position. At first you really hurt at this point because you're like putting it in a position that is not used to. Like you do this, but the more you do it, so you notice that your hand will get used to, so then you can, just easily play. So let's do it like we were doing it with the lower E string. But I said make it a bit slower. As a beginner, this works. Just focus on getting the sound right rather than focusing on the speed at first. And then you can slowly start going backwards. What I'm doing basically is that when I start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the next round my index finger is going to begin on the 2nd fret, and the same applies when I start from this side. The small finger here will start from the next fret. So I'm learning how to move my finger across the fret. So you're going to miss a few strings here and there, but it's how you learn. you should notice that my thumb, when I'm playing that, it sits at the back, not to support it like at times you're supposed to, but just to make sure that you give your other fingers uh like place them in a better position to be able to hold uh, those strings over there. So I think I have shared most, except one strategy. There is one strategy that you can use. So on the same lower A string, instead of playing it directly like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, I can start alternating. So I play 1 3 2 4. So that also enables you like learn juggle your fingers a little bit. So instead of 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, I say 1 1 3 4 1 3 2 4 1 2 4 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4. Then I continue 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4. But then you must start it slowly. Just start it. Like I said, don't be obsessed with the speed, otherwise you will not learn. So in the first round, this goes to the first string, first fret. Then the next string that you're going to pick is the first string but third fret, and then go to 2 and 4. 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4. And then you now go to the next. 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4. So that's how you get to train your fingers. 1 3 2 4 3 2 4 down the frets. 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3. So you just keep doing that, and then the more you do it, the more you learn. So your fingers will have learned how to move, and you will also like know how to alternate instead of just direct 1 2 1 1 2 3 4. Let's remove that, it's a bit. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Now you go 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4. So if that's hard for you from this side, start from a lower part of this, because your fingers will be very okay. You can even just fix it around the same place. You can just use maybe 4 frets to practice this. You don't have to go all through at the beginning. So let's say we started from the 7th fret, so it's 7 8 9 10. So what I'll do is I'll be playing 7 9 8 10 7 9 7 9 8 10 7 9. Then I can also just move it a little bit higher and use for the B string. The only difference is that now in this case you'll be having a bit of a barrier, because when you're playing the lower E string, there is no other string down your hand. You have like a lot of space. So but if I start playing the B string, I have another string down here that might interfere. If you're not comfortable, it will be, you feel it touching your finger from down here and you'll really struggle. You see that? So that's where the placing your thumb at the behind the neck of the guitar helps a lot, so that your fingers move in the right position. If I do it like this, I'll really struggle. So I want to try and like place it. Don't bend it too much to hurt your arm, but just put it in a position that ensures that you use the tip of your finger to press down the strings that you're playing. So instead of, I'll likely mute this, but if I do this This will be very helpful if it reaches a point where you want to play this string and you also want to play the lower E string. If you're playing, let's say, this chord, you notice that if I do this, see, it is muting a lot of strings. But if I place my finger in that position, all the strings sound. That's why it's important to start learning to not just do it on the very last E string, but moving upward. Let's see if there is any questions. No questions yet. I think I've already explained how to improve finger strength. The only way is just by playing. Play as much as you want. Don't fight perfect. Don't look for perfection. Just pick anything random. Pick a song that only uses maybe two chord progressions or chord combinations, and play it. That is the only way. For finger picking, if you just started watching it now, there's many techniques that you can use. You can come back to this video later and check it out and see exactly how you can learn how to move your fingers around from the linear one to the one where you alternate, beginning from the very top of your guitar neck or the 7th fret, which is my preferred choice if you're a beginner because your fingers are closed, or 7, 9, 8, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10. So you do a combination of those and you'll be okay. And then finally, the toughest one that I learned from, do I remember the creator name? I'll add the creator name later. The toughest one is the one where you now just have to move your fingers up the string. So in this, we're going to start from the 3rd string here, the G string. So place our fingers on the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th fret. And then now we want to start with the index finger. So you move it up, bottom. So I've placed it on the 3rd string, but now I want to move it up and down. So I have to do a number of these. This helps you learn to move your finger across the string. So you notice that when I play sometime it mutes this wrongly. That is very okay because you're not always going to get it right if you're not still too used to it. So I have to do it for all fingers. So I can say, let's say 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then now I return it here. Then you go to the neck. You notice that if you place your fingers wrongly, you're going to mute this string. You want to hear this string sound. So that's why you need to place this properly. So that's usually a bit of a struggle if you're just starting, because you will find yourself muting that string, but it is a very good exercise for you. So you do this. If you don't place your fingers properly, you'll mute the lower E string and you'll not hear it. So the purpose of this is get your finger used to moving like this. So you don't even have to pick it at first, but you can just move it, move it, move it. Now this is where the struggle comes. These two fingers, the ring finger and the middle finger, are usually somewhere they move together. You can just try it yourself. If you move this, there's a way that the one always pulls the other. So when you get to the ring finger, you'll find that it's very hard to move. It will want to move these two. I don't know the scientific connection of that, but that's what happens. But you just keep trying it. It will be the hardest of all of them. The index finger is going to be okay. The middle finger is going to be okay if you're moving it up, down, with the other ones down like this. But when you get to the ring finger, you're going to struggle because it's usually wants to move the middle finger with it. But it is a very good practice. Just go and put all your fingers on the third string from the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th fret, and start moving with the index finger up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You do 20 of these, slowly or faster based on the level that you are in, and then you go again, do that. These two are going to be very easy if you are used to a bit of finger movement, but the challenge is going to come here. I still struggle with it myself because it's something that you can just fix, but it's much better for me because I've been like trying. But if you try to realize that the ring finger will be stuck, this ring finger, it will not be easy to move from top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. And then we have the little finger, we call it a pinky. It's actually much easier than the ring finger to move from like this, like this, like this. So you do that, you do sets of that, and you will get used to moving your finger across the along the strings. So you have the one for across, and then you have the one that helps you move, which can be that, or it can so those are some of the ways that you can do finger training. So I've not been very much, I would say, consistent with it, but the times that I do it, I find myself like really getting better at playing this. So if you have any other anything that you need to ask about, you can just drop it. You can drop something in that chat. Thanks. We have Marlene saying nice guitar, cool guitar. Thank you. I didn't realize it was cool. It's just, for me, it was just like it does the work, and it's been very useful. It's an upgrade actually. I used to have a smaller acoustic black one, but it is a semi-acoustic, though it's not plugged in right now. But thank you for noticing that it's cool. So that is it from me on the learning how to do your fingers. You can come back to this video later and get to learn, go through. I know there is lots of repetition. We've gone over and over certain things, but it will help you a lot if you are just a beginner. It will help you so much. So thank you again for showing up. I don't know who is still on. Thanks again, and see you next time. Bye.